4 or 5 years, all their products have been selfie, selfie, selfie. And they've probably spent hundreds of crores, probably if not more, thousands of crores in promoting this one single value proposition. And still, in a short period of 6 months, Redmi Y1 became the best-selling selfie phone in the country. And today here we are to launch the successor of Y1, which is called as Redmi Y2. Thanks. So Redmi Y2, the 16 megapixel AI selfie camera, and I'll show a quick video to introduce this product. Metallic finish, very comfortable to hold, very smooth edges. I've been using it for like few months now, very, very comfortable to hold. It has discrete separation lines, both on top and bottom, and which gives it a very beautiful touch. Now with Redmi Y1, we also had something special. We had Katrina Kaif as the product endorser. And I'm happy to share that even with Y2, Katrina will be endorsing this particular product. This product is being launched in 3 different colors: the elegant gold, the amazingly beautiful rose gold. Actually, it looks pretty beautiful on this picture. And my personal favorite, dark gray. So let's talk about this product. The biggest thing about this product is the camera, which we have significantly upgraded both on the front and the back. Let's start with the front camera, the AI selfie superstar. It is powered by a 16 megapixel high resolution sensor, f2.0 aperture, and a 79.8 degree wide angle lens. And on top of it, we have built our AI algorithm. So what does it help with? 4 different things: the low light selfie, auto HDR, the AI beautify, and AI portrait mode. Let's talk about each one of them. Let's start with low light selfie. So Redmi Y2 comes with the pixel binning technology, which means during low light conditions, 4 different pixels will combine together to form a super pixel, which is of an effective size of 2 micron each. And because of these super pixels, the noise reduces. And the kind of picture that you get is of significantly better quality. For example, this one. This has been clicked in low light conditions, still is a beautiful selfie. We also have a selfie light, and this time we have a 4500 Kelvin selfie light, which is very similar to the ambient white light that you see around yourself. And that's why you can take beautiful selfies in low light conditions, like this one. Or you can also use the selfie light to take videos. For example, this video was taken in low light conditions with the selfie LED light of Redmi Y2. Second thing that we're introducing is auto HDR. Now, HDR has been there in selfie, but we introduced auto HDR with Redmi Note 5 Pro. What it does is, it automatically detects the ambient condition and then decides when the HDR mode should be switched on or switched off. For example, this one. The background changes and the HDR mode gets switched on. And because of HDR, automatically the pictures which are taken are much better. For example, this is without HDR, and the one on the right is with HDR. And you will see here, the entire background is washed away, while the background is a lot more visible, much better in case of HDR. This also works in outdoor condition, For example,
Last
here you
but
can
not
see
least,
the entire top
we
part,
know
the
some
building,
of our
the
clients
pillars, they are
are waiting
washed out
for
without
the
HDR,
6
and they're
GB,
beautifully
60
captured
megapixel
with HDR.
variant for
The
our
third
ZenFone
thing
Max
that
Pro.
we are adding is AI Beautify.
I would like to remind
which is
that
based on our
such
Beautify
variant is not
4.0
just an
algorithm. And let me show
upgrade
you
in
how this
hardware.
works.
It also requires a significant fine-tuning for the software. And now, I'm happy to announce finally the 6 GB 16 megapixel variant to be available for sale in July on Flipkart. Thank you very much. That's all my share for ZenFone Max Pro. Today, we have a mission. We want to redefine the flagship smartphone experience. Without further ado, now ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our global CEO, Mr. Jerry Shan, on stage.
Hello, India. Namaste.
The common joke in our office is actually you don't need any kind of makeup if you're using our Beautify mode.
Thank you for joining
So our Beautify
our
mode works on
exciting
10 different
event.
facial features. It tries to identify each one of
India
them, like nose,
has always
eyebrows,
been
eyelashes,
very close
and then it
to my
beautifies
heart.
each one of them separately.
Indeed,
And that's why the
I'm
kind of
so
pictures we get
excited
are significantly better.
to be here
We
with
also have
all of you.
features like it preserves bindi.
We also
Now this is a pretty common
aspire
problem
to
with
bring
Beautify mode of
the
many other
latest
competition devices.
and greatest
Either it's
innovation
consistent or it completely
to
removes
this
it.
market.
And in case of
with
our Beautify,
our
it completely
strategic
removes
partner,
the bindi and
Flipkart.
beautifies the entire picture. Same for no spin. The entire
From
picture gets
day
beautified,
one,
but you
it
still have
has
the no spin
been
over
my mission
it. It also works on facial hair
to
for
create
Indian men, where all
and
the facial
deliver
hair is captured
an
very beautifully in
empowering
case of Beautify
luxury
4.0.
for
These are some of the
everyone
pictures which
to
have been
enjoy.
captured with Redmi Y2 with the Beautify mode.
Moreover,
Also works on
we
men.
also want to create
The fourth thing
products
that we have added
that are
is the portrait selfie.
tailor-made
Now this is
for
again
the
something
consumers in
that we
India.
introduced with Redmi Note 5 Pro. And
Our
now we are adding to Redmi Y
ZenFone Max
series.
Pro
So it basically
was the
works
first
on our
attempt,
semantic segmentation
and
with deep
it
learning
has
algorithm.
done extremely
And what it
well
does is
since
it
this
basically
April.
measures pixel by pixel, and then it
Thank
identifies
you
which are
so
the
much
pixels
for
which
your
should be
support
kept in the
and
foreground,
feedback.
which is the human being and all the accessories, like including the ribbon on that person, and then it blurs everything else.
Today,
It works in outdoor and
I
indoor.
have also
This is actually
brought
one of my favorite ones. The color
another
reproduction in the
incredible
hair is very
innovation
good. And you see these white light balls in the background.
that has been
These
highly
are some of the portrait
admired
selfies
since
taken at Xiaomi India
NWC.
office. So we just moved into a new office in Bangalore.
is a
It's pretty beautiful
smartphone
750-seater. So you guys should come and visit us.
that we are
And these are some of the
redefining
selfies
the
taken in our
term.
office. We did a comparison of Redmi Y2 with some of the other best selfie phones. And to
Flagship.
do this comparison, we had to create a new device.
Ladies
that we
and
call as
gentlemen,
Swiss knife
meet
of selfie sticks.
the
The
Asus
biggest problem while
ZenFone
taking a
5G.
selfie comparison is that the background might change.
Thank you.
Or the light may change
Thank
a little
you.
bit. So what we do is we
Dhanyawad.
take an equipment like this, where
It
we
is
basically
the-
stack different devices
It is the
on
fastest smartphone
one particular object.
with
And then you have a
AI
remote control.
features
When you press it,
that will
all the phones
learn
take selfie
your
at the same
likes
time.
and
So we chose
preference.
3 different products. Vivo V9, which is a great selfie phone around 25,000 rupee.
The
J7
ZenFone
Duo, which
5G
was Let's look at comparison.
through
So these are the 3 comparison
our
shots.
partner,
I think it
Flipkart.
produces the best color. But most importantly, if you zoom in, you will see
Once
the
again,
ribbon on the top
I would like to
is
express
completely
my
washed away in
most
J7 Duo
appreciation
and perfectly
to
captured in case of
Flipkart.
Redmi Y2.
with their strong
Not just
support.
this, if you look at
and-
the right-hand side of the picture, and if you see the space between the hand and the body of this girl, you will see J7 Duo does not recognize that this is not part of the body, and hence leaves it over here. While in case of Redmi Y2, it clearly identifies that this is part of the body, this is part of the body, but this is something in the background, and beautifully blurs it. Look at another one. This is taken in outdoors again, beautiful color reproduction. But if you look at zoom in and see the edges of the cap, you will see the best edges are captured in case of Redmi Y2. and they're completely washed out in J7 Duo. We took one with Redmi Y2 and Vivo V9. Both are beautifully captured. But what you will see here is, while the edges of the hair are beautifully captured, in this particular case, Vivo V9 is taking a huge margin, which means all these objects in the background
to us to take our mobile experience level to a different level altogether. I'm very proud to say that today we want to actually take another leap from smartphones to actually intelligent phones. Let's understand how AI comes into the play and makes the smartphone intelligent. AI actually starts at two levels. The first level of AI in ZenFone 5Z, which you will witness, is at the deep learning level, where the phone's AI engine and the phone's algorithms actually analyze data and create intelligent actionables. The second layer comes from machine learning, so all your actions, all the sensors on the phone are actually sensing what's happening in the environment and how you're using it, and actually learning from you, knowing you better, and then actually customizing and making the phone one of the world's most intuitive smartphones. And that is the scope of AI, which is a much bigger, larger term, which you would witness in ZenFone 5Z. So let's come to the phone itself, and let's start with the design. As with all flagships, ZenFone 5Z is a very, very beautiful phone. On the front and back, you have a 2.5D glass. And in the center, you've got an aluminum body, which is zircon sandblasted and gives an excellent finish and premium feel when you hold the phone. There'll be two exciting colors in which we'll be launching ZenFone 5Z, the latest and fresh Meteor Silver, and another beautiful color, Midnight Blue. Let's go to the display. ZenFone 5Z and ZenFone 5 series, when it launched, actually redefined the display experience in Android space by launching the first notch display. It's a full view display, 6.2 inches, with a 19:9 aspect ratio. It's got full HD plus resolution and a very high 550 nits brightness. In the brightest of sunlights, you can see this display very clearly. And it supports 100% DCI-P3 color space, which means you see colors on this display which are real lifelike. Coming to the notch itself, we built a very, very smart notch operation in ZenFone 5Z. What you're seeing out here is PUBG game which is being executed on the display. You have an option in the apps to actually go and scale them up to the full display view or keep them in the original 18:9 aspect ratio. And you can do that simply from the navigation bar in the display itself, as you can see in the demo out here with the PUBG game. Let's move to now videos. With the videos as well, we give you an option to actually scale them up. So when you actually switch to the horizontal mode, the video would actually play in its default 18:9 aspect ratio. But you've got an option while playing videos to actually scale them up to full view display. And this is, again, something that phones like OnePlus do not do. And if you don't want the notch, you have simply a hide notch feature, with which you can just simply hide the notch, and the notch won't look like it's present on the phone. So we've given you complete power and control over the way you want to use your display with the notch on the Android smartphone. Also, when you use the notch display, one of the key aspects come to is how do you actually handle notifications? So in our phone, first, the notifications are hidden. But on a simple tap on the left screen top, you would see the notification slide down, and you will be able to see the notifications which are there on your phone very easily. And the display not only just does brightness adjustment, but it also does color temperature control by sensing the ambient lighting condition. And thereby, you actually get not only just brighter or dimmer display, but a display which is far more optimized in terms of colors as well, under different lighting conditions. Powering the ZenFone 5Z is the latest, greatest, fastest, and the most intelligent processor, Snapdragon 845. And to talk more about Snapdragon 845, we've got the honor and presence of Mr. Rajen Vagadia, who's now the country head of Qualcomm India. And before Rajan comes up on stage, here's a short video.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dinesh. This indeed is an event which gives us immense pride and pleasure to be here. Qualcomm, as you all know, has been in the forefronts of bringing technology and has been revolutionizing technology in the mobile and the connected world. Here is the device which was launched today, which is sporting Snapdragon 845, which is the flagship chipset from Qualcomm. And in this chipset, 845, essentially runs on the CPU that's our customized Cryo 385. What it brings is 30% improved performance and 30% better power efficiency than the previous generation. So this is something which comes in a flagship, is the demand of the consumers, and today you have that in the ZenFone 5Z. Additionally, something very important that this product brings. ZenFone 5Z integrates the AI engine, the Qualcomm engine, as an integral part of the product. While the product does deliver 30% better power efficiency and performance, the AI engine enables quite a few of the modern and the latest features on artificial intelligence. Basically, the 845 powers a smarter, faster, safer, and a more immersive experience. The experience of this phone, or any phone as such, is built on, typically as we classify, five different pillars. I'll start with performance, which most of us are aware of. And I said, this chipset offers ZenFone 5Z a 30% better power and performance. Security is another element which we all as consumers, as we do more online transactions and our devices become more complex and they become like computers, we probably at Qualcomm take great care about security. Enabled here is in the Qualcomm mobile security block. So this diagram represents some of the blocks which you see. So a chipset is not necessarily just a CPU. It has more blocks, and not these many, far more than this. What is shown here are a few of those critical blocks which deliver the 5 experiences we are talking about. Security in terms of secure boot, secure transaction, payment, secure memory. So that's on a top level what a secure chipset gives to the consumer. Connectivity, that is probably most of you would identify Qualcomm with in terms of higher speeds. This product actually is based on X20 LTE modem, which is nothing but the highest and the best above a gigabit speed modem. Apart modem, the connectivity also is about Wi-Fi. And on this product, and on this chipset, we support 802.11ac 2x2 MU MIMO. Simplifying the term, what it benefits to the consumer is that in case of Indian homes, where we have thick walls, the penetration and the coverage is far better. So we bring that onto this product. Comes to the other two, AI and immersion. I think I'll take it in the next slides. But also on this block, what you see is the Spectra 280 ISP. You have the Hexagon DSP, and it's supported by acoustic audio, which is basically offers you immersive audio experience. So 3D audio, that experience is enabled primarily because of the acoustic audio. Also the Hexagon 685 DSP offers you primarily the AI applications which run, or the AI experience which run, they run on low power. And this is all about AI. I think some of us believe that AI is a little bit hyped up. I don't believe so. The artificial intelligence conversation which we see in our life today, essentially at Qualcomm, over the last 10 years, we have been working on AI. This product specifically, ZenFone 5Z, actually includes the third generation of our AI engine, which is tightly integrated into the hardware. This actually gives you a 3x more better experience of AI. What it translates into is faster response times. Also, applications like extended reality, AR, VR, those applications run far more effectively with this powerful processor which is there, which runs primarily on the AI engine. In terms of the immersive experience, basically what we mean by that is when you do a video or a gaming or even listening to the favorite tracks, the experience you will have is so differentiated. It has a GPU, which is the Adreno 630, the top of the class, which is the GPU. At the same time, when it's top of the class, it's still 30% more efficient, and also it's improved performance. The Spectra 280 ISP, actually that enables the phone, and this processor delivers 4K video capture and playback. It supports Ultra HD screens. It has 64 times more colors. And also it supports multi-frame noise reduction and electronic image stabilization as some of the features. So net-net, what you have packed in this ZenFone 5Z is the world-class top-end processor that exists on this earth, bringing something which the Indian consumers would be seeing for the first time, that is the AI integration. With that, I would like to welcome Dinesh back on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajen. So as you saw, ZenFone 5Z brings in the fastest and the best flagship processor with a differentiated ability as compared to the other 845 processor phone available in the market, which is artificial intelligence. Now, when we talk about speed, there are three components in ZenFone 5Z which really enable a very, very fast, high-speed performance. Snapdragon 845, plus we've got LPDDR4X RAM, and even the storage memory, which has been used in ZenFone 5Z, is UFS 2.1. This trio creates a killer combination for speed and gives the fastest flagship performance. What you therefore see in ZenFone 5Z is faster boot time. And as compared to the OnePlus 6, it is 3 seconds plus faster. Not only just processing speed where it matters, but it also gives you an amazing, blazing fast connectivity. So in India, we are supporting dual 4G VoLTE, which is again a big function required by the Indian consumers. And now dual 4G VoLTE is supported across all the 4 major carriers in India. You've also got 802.11 AC support with 2x2 MIMO, which again gives you very high speed data on the Wi-Fi. And you've got Bluetooth 5.0. Bluetooth 5.0 actually enables you to connect multiple devices to your phone at the same time. When I drive in my car, my smartwatch and my audio system both connect to ZenFone 5Z seamlessly together. And I keep on getting notifications on my watch even while I drive. Plus, in India, you've got 3 carrier aggregation possibilities. So you've got Cat12 support, you've got GPS support, and you've got also NFC support. Let's move to one of the most important aspects of a flagship today, which is the camera. ZenFone 5Z has intelligent cameras that think for you and give you an amazing flagship camera performance. Let's start with the main camera, which gives you great photos at day, but even better at night. We've actually chosen the 12 megapixel main camera Sony IMX363 sensor. And the reason why we chose this sensor is because it's an ideal combination of a large pixel size and high resolution, so that you get the best possible photography both in day as well as low light conditions. The camera sensor also supports electronic image stabilization, optical image stabilization, and it's got a dual pixel PDF technology which focuses in 0.03 seconds and does also continuous autofocus. Apart from that, another differentiator which we built in terms of hardware is the color correction sensor, something that the other popular flagship smartphone again misses out on. So the color correction sensor actually ensures that the colors which are captured in the images are more accurate. The hardware combination in the camera results into an astounding 5x light sensitivity in ZenFone 5Z. You've got 1.8 aperture, then you've got 4-stop optical image stabilization, you've got the 1.4 micrometer largest pixel size available in a sensor, and you've got the superior capability of the Spectra 280 ISP of Snapdragon 845, all working for you to give you great quality low light images. The 1.4 micrometer pixel size actually results into 96% more light sensitivity as compared to a 1 micrometer pixel. So you can imagine the amount of light that the camera captures and performs in low light conditions. The optical image stabilization that we've used in ZenFone 5Z is also superior and actually takes care of larger amount of variations while you're actually clicking pictures. Plus, we've got a Pro mode, which gives you the kind of functions which you have in your DSLR cameras, and especially the photography enthusiasts would really love it because it allows you to really do amazing amount of settings. And again, for greatest low light performance, you've got shutter speed control up to 32 seconds. And you can actually take long exposure shots which are in really, really low light conditions and give you amazing photography again. Plus, here again, this is where ZenFone 5Z actually really differentiates from the other flagships again. We've given you a secondary camera, which is with a 120-degree wide field of view. Therefore, with the second 8-megapixel wide-angle camera, you can capture pictures which are 200% wider as compared to the normal main camera. Plus, the secondary camera also comes into operation to give you hardware bokeh shots. That's not all. That's just great hardware. This is how the intelligence comes into the ZenFone 5Z camera. First aspect is about scene detection. When we used to use our smartphones earlier, we used to have camera modes available. But I'm sure you would all agree that 95% plus of times we simply shoot it on the auto mode. We don't change the modes while shooting pictures. What ZenFone 5Z, through its artificial intelligence engine, does for you is that it actually detects the scenes that you're going to shoot. Even the text mode, for example, enables you to shoot text very, very clearly. It's got 16 modes built in, and even for popular cats, you've got a differentiation between a dog and a cat. So it really, really brings you amazing amount of options in terms of scene detection, which really cover all your photography scenarios. So whether you shoot a green field or whether you shoot a beautiful ocean, the mode switches automatically, as you can see out here. Again, when you go for holidays to Kashmir or you go to Switzerland for a holiday and you're shooting snow, you won't have reflection coming in your photos because the ZenFone 5Z scene detection would take care of it and give you the best optimized camera settings to click that picture so that you capture the best moment always. Beautiful sunsets. Not only just scene detection, the ZenFone 5Z AI intelligence also works in photo learning. From time to time, in the gallery option, you will see in the Moments tab, the same photo appear with 2 color effects. And based on the choice that you make of the option that you like, the camera learns, the phone learns. And then it takes pictures with color effects that you would love. I also like this option a lot, which is essentially about very, very intelligently grouping your pictures. So in the People's tab, you can actually select photos of individual people which appear out of all the pictures that you've taken and select to which album they should belong, like family, college, friends, etc. The next time when you're shooting pictures with your friends and family members, the photos get clubbed automatically. Plus, even when you get pictures over the net, on WhatsApp messaging, etc., these pictures would go and store in those specific folders, making it very easy to find your photos. We also support the super resolution mode. So it's not just about 12 megapixel. ZenFone 5Z, with its super resolution mode, can actually take pictures 4 times higher resolution at 48 megapixel. The way we do it is that in every sequence, in a single shot, we take 4 pictures. And then we stitch it back together with advanced algorithms and the super fast speed of Snapdragon 845 to give you a very detailed 48 megapixel high picture. Also, the front camera, 8 megapixel, is with f2 dot aperture, and it supports full HD video recording, plus it comes with electronic image stabilization. Something that I'm sure a lot of bloggers and YouTubers would really love. Another aspect is that all the 3 cameras of this smartphone, ZenFone 5Z, support electronic image stabilization. So that when you are taking your videos, you can actually have electronic image stabilization work across the board. With the Snapdragon 845, you can actually record with the main camera 4K videos at 60 FPS. So while we've spoken a lot about the hardware and the great camera that we built in with the AI engine, we actually put this camera to a real test with an iconic photographer of India, Joseph Radhik. Joseph actually has one of a different specialization, which is actually he takes a lot of wedding photography. And that's very much relevant to our cultural context. We have these situations where our social gatherings are actually happening in lower light conditions and not bright sunlight. And that's where ZenFone 5Z can be put to the ultimate test. And the person who then executes it in those kind of harsh environments and gets the best pictures out is Mr. Joseph Radhik. So hereupon, it's my honor to invite him on the stage to talk about his experience with ZenFone 5Z.
Does this work? Okay. Guys, so far you've heard a lot about how, what, numbers, and a lot of technology stuff, right? So let me actually show you what this phone can do. Because information is one thing, knowing what's under the hood is one thing, but being able to do really good things is a completely different ball game altogether. So, what makes a good camera? I think Dinesh has it covered, takes megapixels, sensors, HDR, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff which, my mom won't know. All she'll ask me is, does it take a good photo of me and of you, right? So, for me as a professional photographer, this is what makes a great camera. It's any device that can keep up with my vision. That means when I want to make a photo in a certain way, the camera should not be in my way. I should not be making photos in spite of my camera, right? So, these are the 4 biggest things that are super important to me for a good camera, which is speed. It needs to work. When I ask it to take a shot, it needs to take a shot. It can't say, hey Joe, wait a second, booting, starting up, okay, now processing HDR. No, it needs to work, right? It needs to be intelligent. I can't be shooting a person running and the camera can't default to a slow shutter mode and give me a completely blurred image. It needs to have good color straight out of the bat. Why is this important? Because this is a phone. Unlike DSLRs, I'm not going to copy this image to a laptop and then edit it, right? I need this to go right away to show the world what I just made. And finally, it needs to be simple. Now, some of you might laugh and wonder why a professional photographer might need a simple camera, because my daily life involves operating with a camera with 1,000 fiddles. Because it's a phone, end of the day, right? And I want one device in my life to make my life easy, right? So that second line's very important for me. It needs to just work. Honestly, I spent 2 weeks with this in 2 different countries, and I can proudly say that it just works. And there's nothing more. I can finish this presentation here, but I'll go on. It never missed a shot, and I am not joking when I tell you this. It never slowed down once during the shoot. Now, what shoot is this? I'm going to get to this right after. I took the phone out for a spin in Delhi, 2.5 hours. I came back with 583 clicks. Now, that's nuts, but I'm a photographer and I'm allowed to take so many images, right? So, all along, it delivered great dynamic range in all the images, which meant that, it wasn't like 200 images were good and 383 were so-so. It was fine all through. It had punchy contrast and color in every image. This follows on with that, in fact. The user interface is just dead simple. Now, this does have a professional mode, but I didn't use it. Because for me, I wanted to see, will this camera perform without me having to do so many additional gimmicks with it, right? But then, yeah, there is a pro mode. In case you really want it, it's still there. So this is who I am. I'm Joseph Radhik. I photograph love. I shoot weddings. I shoot people. So I was like, I thought first I told Dinesh and the team that I'll go around the streets of Bombay and shoot. Then I was like, hey, what am I doing? I'm a photographer who shoots people. I need to shoot people. So these are very close friends of mine. They got engaged like 2 days ago. And a day before their engagement, I said, I'm coming to Delhi and I'm going to photograph you. And so we did the most cliched things. We went to Jantar Mantar. We went to Humayun's tomb, right? We did everything that a regular person might do. And we made these photos. So that is with the depth effect. That is with the depth effect again. And I'm now going to show you, I think about 8 photos from the shoot. You can be the judge. That's using the AI mode. Just look at that color. That's straight out of the camera, literally. That's the depth effect again. I was really stunned when I took that because I was like, no way this is coming from a phone. Let's go. Okay. That photo I'm really proud of because usually when you take a photo with a phone, when somebody laughs and then you take the photo, so everybody laughs like this, right? And the phone takes the photo at the last minute when they look like they're dying, right? This is at the right moment. So this is about 4 photos and this is the perfect one right there. The detail, the clarity, and guys, I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't think we blow up photos to this size every day, do we? Right? We see them on our phones. If it works here, it'll work on your phone. This is the last evening. This is the last shot of the evening. and a few more, in case you haven't seen. That's the regular camera. This is with using my regular phone as a reflection. And that's Jantar Mantar, cliche photography of Delhi. Okay, that uses the wide angle, the 120-degree vision. So it really gives you that dramatic effect and the depth effect. I've already seen this photo. So here's something that some of you might ask, Joe, all this is fine, but are you sure you didn't Photoshop these? I mean, is this really a phone? So I thought, instead of telling you guys, I'm going to show you. So here's a video. Lights out. Wide angle in this, the wide camera, because the regular one just gets this silhouette, but in the wide angle I can literally see the whole structure. And I'm placing Akshay and Prakriti on the other side, and since they're wearing yellow against a completely red background, this will be visible again. Wearing this super yellow bright clothes, and there's this really nice red wall, and we've got the initial shot, but I'm trying to put some emotion into it. Right. A little bit of a surprise. That video was also shot with the Asus ZenFone 5Z. That was not shot. So pretty much this, a great camera should work in any situation. It should get out of the way and it should work for you. So the next question which a lot of people say is, okay, Joe, all this is fine, but we don't usually go to Jantar Mantar and shoot two really good looking people, right? So what happens in daily life? So this is my journey with the camera in all sorts of light. So this is really low light at 10 p.m. At the gateway. If some of you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I post photos from every flight I take. So this is Bombay in the rains, and that is the wide-angle camera. Asus team, don't kill me. I was holding the camera out like this from an auto. It says no tension, which I think is very apt for this phone. Low light HDR again, slow shutter, image stabilization. Now, while this is a slow shutter shot, this is 1/11th of a second. That's 0.1 second. It's also shot at ISO 1600. This one from a phone. And it's brilliant. That was at a Sangeet I was at recently with A.R. Rahman performing. Yeah. So pretty much this, a great camera should give you peace of mind. It should work, and it should give you great photos every time. And I can proudly say this thing works, right? And if anything else, if it gives you that peace of mind, it should make you a Zen master. I thought it was a good pun to close it with. Thank you so much.
Joseph, so you saw the kind of astounding photography that ZenFone 5Z would actually deliver to you. So let's move on. So the next important aspect of a flagship that everybody loves is fast charging. Yes, we deliver to you fast charging. We've got Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0. It charges very, very fast, 60% in 38 minutes. It's also got an 18-watt charger inside the box. So how is it different in a flagship segment? How does it redefine the flagship segment? It does that with AI charging. So let me tell you this, fast charging is good, but it also impacts your battery lifespan. It's simple physics. The more you charge your battery faster, the faster it will die. Therefore, what we've actually built in is AI charging. What AI charging does is that it intelligently actually, learns from you when you are putting your phone on charge for extended period and not using it. And after that learning is built in and it determines, okay, from this time to this time, the phone is being charged and you're not using it. for a long period of time, it will go on to AI charging mode. And the AI charging will simply charge the battery to 80%, keep it at that level, and 2 hours before you're going to actually start using it, start charging it up to 100%. Now, this charging cycle would result into your battery lifespan going up by 2 times. 2 times. So you've got both the benefit of fast charging, plus your battery also remains more healthy. The other important aspect of fast charging in ZenFone 5Z is the fact that we give you a USB Type-C connector. Therefore, you don't need to worry about leaving your charger at home. When you go out and you've got chargers with higher wattages, like 10 watt or 18 watt, even though they might not support, let's say, Quick Charge 3.0, still, the phone would charge relatively faster. And therefore, you don't have to worry about carrying your specific charger that you get in box. Even in terms of battery benchmarks, when we actually compare it to the other flagship smartphones, ZenFone 5Z actually delivers a much better battery performance. Let's go to this part. This is another amazing part, which is audio. All of us, when we use our smartphones, one of the most used aspects of the smartphone is essentially the audio. Whether you talk on the phone, whether you're listening to music, or you're watching videos, audio plays a very important role. And we take the flagship audio experience to a completely different level with ZenFone 5Z. In this phone, we've used 2 5-magnet speakers. Both the receiver speaker and the main speaker are 5-magnet speakers. We've used dual NXP smart amps. This is the first time we've used 2 amps in a single phone. Third, we've also improved our equalizer software, which we give with the product, to give you even better music. We also support the Qualcomm aptX technology. We also support high-res audio, and the device is high-res audio certified. So you can actually play your FLAC files and experience lossless audio experience on this phone. On the headset front, the phone also supports DTS Headphone X, which give you true surround sound capability. And this is how it works. You know, the sound comes to both amps, and then it goes to 2 5-magnet speakers. So you get amazing, loud, clear sound with better bass effect. The 5-magnet speaker on the top at the receiver end produces 27% louder output, and the main 5-magnet speaker gives up to 46% louder output. The high-res audio gives you 4 times better quality than CD. And we also support USB audio output on DAC, so that you can actually connect external amps. And some of the audiophiles who love to connect external amps would love this feature, because then it bypasses the internal amps and gives you an option to actually put an external amp when you want to connect it to even more hi-fi devices. This is the new audio wizard and smartphone essentials. So in the phone, you get 3.5mm jack, and also in box, you get a high-res headset, plus the phone supports FM radio. Now, both FM radio and high-res headset are something which are missing out of OnePlus 6 when you actually buy the phone. You don't get it out of the box. And FM, we believe, is one of the essential requirements of India, and that's where our Made for India philosophy comes into play. The headset would support high-res audio and DTS Headphone X. Also, the phone supports 3 mics. This is again a differentiator, which actually results into crystal clear voice experience on the phone when you're talking on the phone and when you're recording videos on the phone. Again, this is a differentiator from OnePlus 6. So even when you are in crowded environments, noisy environments, your voice is being heard very clearly on the other side when you're using ZenFone 5Z. The DTS-X essentially gives you the option of either listening to sound in stereo mode or in a home theater kind of surround mode on your high-res headset, which you get with the product. We've also built in smart technologies into ringtone. So next time when you're in a silent environment, your ringtone won't start ringing loudly at the level that you've set, but it will actually start at a slower level, and then it will increase its audio decibels. ZenFone 5Z is an amazing phone for greatest and the best gaming experience. You get the full view display with 550 nits brightness DCI-P3 color gamut. Plus, you get a powerful processor, which is the best in class. You get powerful GPU. You get ultra-fast storage, ultra-fast RAM. And above all, you get a great sound experience. Whether you are playing the game on the headset or whether you are playing the game on the phone, you get the most amazing and immersive gaming experience with ZenFone 5Z. And as you can see here, we've clearly stated that PUBG plays brilliantly on ZenFone 5Z. And we've actually tried it out, and you can actually experience PUBG at our demo zone later in the event today. We've also got face unlock and fingerprint unlock, which operate really, really fast. So you've got two most popular security options built in. The face unlock also takes care of the fact that if you try and unlock the phone with your eyes closed, it will not unlock it. Plus, you can also unlock apps with face unlock recognition. The new ZenUI is super simplified and bloat-free. We've got only 14 basic apps which you really need to operate your phone very well, and just 4 third-party installs, out of which 1 can be uninstalled by you. Plus, we've also built in AI into the UI. So artificial intelligence in UI really works to make your life super intuitive. With the OptiFlex technology, the phone learns from you which apps you are most likely to use and keeps those apps in standby. First, when you go to the app drawer, you get suggested apps, wherein you get your most likely used apps at that point of time being suggested to you so that you don't need to search for your apps. Second, it opens the most likely apps up to 1.86 times faster. That means 86 to 87% faster than what it would have opened without the OptiFlex technologies, which makes your speed experience on the phone super cool. And also, for people who are used to having the back key on the right, we've got a customizable navigation bar. So you can choose whether you want your back key operation to be on the left orientation or the right orientation. The smart screens on technology will ensure that under any condition, when you're looking at the phone, whether you're using an application or a video, or even looking at the display in the home screen, the screen would always remain on by detecting your eye movement. One of the key things that we have a problem with when we change our phones is how do we transfer from our previous phone to the new phone seamlessly. And for that, we've really built a package which is amazing for you. The first starts with the app, which is the data transfer app. You just need to download the Asus data transfer app from the Play Store on your old phone and the new phone, and the app would take care of transfer of contacts, photographs, applications, etc., except your app data. It can also work with the iPhone cloud and ensure that from the iPhone cloud itself, all the details are further downloaded into this product. In the box, you get a completely loaded package. So when you buy the ZenFone 5Z, you get actually high-res, high-quality ZenEar Pro headset. You get a high-quality, transparent, clear case so that you don't need to worry about the back cover as well. And you also get the quick charge 3.0 18-watt adapter. So when you get your ZenFone 5Z, you open the box, you get everything in the package, you download the data transfer app, and you're up and moving with the phone instantly. Now let's come to the variants of the product. The first variant is 6 GB RAM, 64 GB storage with expandable memory. So we've got a hybrid SIM tray in this, which allows you to actually expand your memory. So if you need 64 GB basic storage, you can even expand it later. Something that, again, the most popular flagship, maybe in this segment, misses out on. The second variant that we have is 6 GB RAM and 128 GB internal storage. And the top of the line variant will come with 8 GB RAM and 256 GB internal storage. And this is LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.1 blazing fast memory options that you have out here. So these are the three variants, apart from the two colors, that you will have ZenFone 5G available in India. The product will be exclusively available on Flipkart. And here's the big one. In partnership with Flipkart and ICICI Bank, I'm really proud to announce some amazing offers that you will have on ZenFone 5G. Unprecedented again in the frame of redefining flagship segment. What you get is a flat 3,000 rupees off when you buy the ZenFone 5Z with ICICI Bank, credit as well as debit cards. Can you believe it, guys? ICICI Bank debit as well as credit cards, 3,000 rupees off instantly when you buy the ZenFone 5Z. Plus, as you know, the CMP program, the Complete Mobile Protection Program, was launched in association and partnership that we have with Flipkart. What CMP offers you, as Ajay had described last time during the launch of Max Pro, if you remember, is again a complete worry-free experience of owning and using a phone. So as you can see here, all your issues, apart from the issues which are covered under the service terms, are actually taken care of by the CMP program. You also get a free pickup and drop facility for your handset. And this program is being offered on ZenFone 5G at a huge discount at just rupees 499. So a package worth 2,300 rupees, you just get it at 499, which is a 1,700 rupees discount on the CMP package. Plus, apart from that, you would also get EMI options. No cost EMI options, let's be clear about it. Not just EMI, but no cost. You don't have to bear any interest or processing fee, which will start at rupees 3,333 per month when you buy the ZenFone 5Z. So you've got some amazing offers which you will get with ZenFone 5Z when you buy the phone on Flipkart. Plus, with our telecom partner Jio, we bring you an amazing offer again, which is top of the line for the flagship segment. You get the 2,200 rupees cashback, plus over and above that, you get 100 GB additional data over 10 recharges. Along with a flagship phone, we also want to give you a flagship service experience. So for ZenFone 5Z, I'm very, very glad to announce that we already had an invoice-free walk-in service for all our phones. But for every customer who wants a free pickup and drop service, we would provide it free of cost to you on ZenFone 5Z in the warranty period. Apart from that, when you go to the service center with the ZenFone 5Z, you would get one of our previous flagship phones as a swap phone for your current phone, so that you're never left without the phone when you're using a ZenFone 5Z. So we are bringing in a flagship service experience as well when you buy the ZenFone 5Z, and it's not just a flagship product. So in every aspect of the flagship space, we are actually redefining how the flagship space operates. So let's actually now look at this video which summarizes the AI capabilities and the product itself. And it's time, sorry. Okay, it's time for the price release, and here it's out already. So let's see it. I know it's out already. So it's 64 GB version of ZenFone 5G will be available at 29,999 rupees. And let's move to the next version, which is 6 GB, 128 GB variant. And that will be available at 32,999. And the 8 GB, 256 GB storage variant will be available at 36,999. And with the ICICI Bank credit and debit card, what you get is a further 3,000 rupees instantly off, which takes the price of the base variant from 29,999 to 26,999, and you get the 6 GB, 128 GB variant at 29,999, and the 8 GB, 256 GB variant at 33,999. So friends, that's ZenFone 5Z for you. Look forward to all your support to make ZenFone 5Z again a redefining smartphone in the flagship segment and give it a great response. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause to welcome the smartest phone ever in India. Ladies and gentlemen, to capture this moment, may I please request for a photo opportunity with the following dignitaries on stage. I would like to invite Mr. Jerry Shen, Global CEO of Asus Tech Computer Inc., Mr. Leon Yu, Regional Head, Asus India and South Asia, Mr. Ajay Veer Yadav, Vice President, Mobile and Large Appliances, Flipkart India, and Mr. Rajen Bagadia, Country Manager, Qualcomm India on stage.
I need the mic. Okay, friends, one more thing. ZenFone 5Z will launch in India and will be available for sale on the 9th of July exclusively on Flipkart.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on stage for this quick photo opportunity. Thank you very, very much. Let's have a round of applause for the gentlemen for joining us on stage. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the launch of the Asus ZenFone 5Z. All right, guys, we have seen their vision. We have heard about the latest experiment. We have seen the value and worth. But have we experienced the ZenFone yet? No, we haven't. So here's your chance to get to know everything about the latest ZenFone 5Z. I would like you to visit the demo zone and feel the ZenFone 5Z yourself, followed by lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, request you to please move towards the experience zone where you can experience the ZenFone 5Z. It's at the demo zone. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today.